All right. Hello, everyone. How we doing? Good? Spectacular. Before we jump into it, I'd like to have a relatively focused live stream today. It's really all about building off of the key paper that we saw this week. For those who might need a refresher, hopefully you saw at least one of the videos I did on this. One of the top geophysicists in Russia has been working on this incredible mathematical model of Earth's magnetic field, including things like the occurrences of earthquakes. And several years ago, he published a hypothesis that said we'd be, if we are in the geomagnetic pole reversal, the magnetic pole shift, we should be seeing these clear signs in terms of magnetic anomalies. And he even picked out the dates or the approximate date range when they were supposed to occur. And he dinged all three of them correctly: 2007, 2020, and 2023. Dinged it to the month, actually. So here's what we got from that paper. One, we are in the pole shift. It's happening right now. It is an approximately 6,000 year cycle, which is, of course, what we've been talking about here a lot. Sometimes we talk about the doublet of that, which is usually much worse, the 12,000 year cycle. But at its base, we have this magnetic 6,000 year cycle. We got an explanation from the 2023 magnetic anomaly that we saw. Jimmy Joe, thank you for the teal pair. And that is, we had hypothesized, and we were pretty sure about the fact that the record aurora that we saw last year, the unexpectedly high geomagnetic storm levels that we saw from modest space weather, were due to the fact that Earth's magnetic field was continuing to weaken and may have hit an acceleration point. That was confirmed. We have begun to speed up even more. And so really all of those things that we've been discussing over the last year, they got a solid thumbs up from one of the top geophysicists in Russia. It's interestingly a double-edged sword. It's nice to get that confirmation that we've had our heads in the right place about some of these things. Of course, it is terrible news in general. So that's where we are. Magnetic pole shift is speeding up. We're not quite at the point where it's that 100 times faster just yet, but we're on our way there. And so with that, let's get Denver Sucks in the chat, and we'll start taking some questions, shall we? Start taking some questions. If anybody missed my post on Twitter a little while ago, by the way, there is nothing expected. What's up, T. Cole? There's nothing expected from a natural science perspective during the eclipse tomorrow. And for all of you who are going to say something about earthquakes, I know more than you when it comes to earthquakes. I predict them. Did it last week. No, there's absolutely nothing. There's 2 to 5 eclipses every single year. Every single eclipse creates an X with a previous one. Doesn't make earthquakes. So just stifle that BS, okay? If something happens tomorrow, the government did it. End of story. Elon Vital E8, thank you. Zach, thank you for that teal pair. Right on. All right, so I will do my best to keep track of all of this stuff in the chat section, which is already flying. Holy moly. Project Bluebeam question mark. What about Project Bluebeam question mark? Love Child, did you really just ask me about the earthquakes? No. No. Project Bluebeam. Here's the problem with Project Bluebeam. Approximately 80 million people know what it is. The moment they try to show something in the sky, chances are somebody at either side of you is going to be like, Project Bluebeam. What's that, you say? Then they're going to explain it to you. I don't think it's going to work. Not something they're going to be able to do successfully and get away with. C. Pross says, you said the lightning came up from the ground on the Statue of Liberty. Yes, that is exactly what came out of my mouth. What is your question? Do you people know how to interact with other humans? Sam, have you seen the latest poll track map? Thoughts? The latest poll track map has not been updated. It's not been updated. They will update it in December of this year, but there is no new update to it. Bo, thank you for the flying teal pair. Have I lost weight? Yes. In the last 5 weeks, I have lost 14 pounds. The goal was 15 pounds in 5 weeks, so I'm still going. David Wilcox offers a different point of view, just saying. Yeah, well, you might have missed my story about David Wilcox. So let me go ahead and dive right into that now. Update on percentage field loss. If I had it, would I not just be screaming that all over the fucking internet? Hey, Ben, have you heard anything about an update? Yeah, I've just been keeping it a secret from you. I don't like views and people watching my channel. I don't want you guys to know anything, so I've just been keeping it a secret. Dumbass. So here's my little story, and chill on the super chats for now, because I'm gonna ignore them. If you do a super chat right now, I'm just gonna ignore you. So here's my story about David Wilcox and more. In 2015, I was one of the lead speakers at the Conscious Life Expo in Los Angeles, during which, out of the 3 talks I gave, the one that everyone was most excited about, the one that everyone was talking about for a couple of years, was the one they say will never be beaten. George Norrie moderated me, Nassim Haramein, Greg Braden, Graham Hancock, and David Wilcox. Is that his name? Yeah. And guess what? I was the last one to arrive there. I was coming from another one of the talks I did. I walked up beforehand. They're all in a circle talking. You know what they're talking about? How to work the audience with each other's, with what they were going to say, so that they could sell each other's books and sell each other's trips. You know how a bunch of them like, hey, come spend a couple grand, come to Turkey, come to this place, yeah, they were trying to game you guys. And the only one who figured it out was Greg Braden. He at one point looked at me and saw this look on my face like I'm about to kill 6 people in front of me. And yeah, he nudged Nassim. Nassim picked up on it, but no. I think nothing of those people. Nothing. Yes, they give some good stuff. They give some truth, but they're not solid in here. Okay? They're not solid in here. And guess what? I'm pretty damn good at math. They're not so solid up here either. Nassim is solid up here mathematically, but he also works with a lot of bad information. The swarm meeting doesn't start till tomorrow, CB. Anyway. Yeah. So that's what I have to say about David Wilcox. Wilcox, I don't even remember. I don't think about the man enough to care. Ever since that moment when all those people who I respected coming into it proved what they really were. And then after doing that, and they all kind of like realized they should shut up because I was about to literally start choking people out right there in the middle of the conference center. We all went on stage and they did it anyway. They did it anyway. Now, does anybody have any questions about the paper from this past week, Real Science, that happens to confirm everything we've been saying for the last year and several years before that as well, which tells us we are in the acceleration phase of this magnetic pole shift towards the zenith of the catastrophe cycle, the great Earth disaster, and the new age of Earth? Does anybody have any questions about that? Jiminy Christmas. Yeah, Angry Ben. Can the moon discharge as well? Yes, it can, and that's unfortunate. I heard there's going to be... Drew? Sorry, man. You're gone. I heard there's going to be an earthquake during the eclipse. Moderators, if you're here, if you see people talking about earthquakes, blank them the fuck out. Just blank them the fuck out. Ralph, hey, what's up, buddy? With this paper about the pole shift speeding up, does it give you an idea at what the percentage of the No, it doesn't give anything like that, unfortunately. I wish it did. How long will the actual tsunami and splashback event last? About a day, about 24 hours. Ben, tell me what your take was on the paper in layman's terms. Did you not watch my video on it? You want me to just repeat myself right now because you skipped class? No. Jabberwocky clot shot. No, I did not get the vaccine. Does the latest data up the timeline? No, it's exactly what I predicted in that chart. Exactly as I predicted. Do you think my parents will be safe in Pagosa Springs, one of my favorite places in the world? They have a good chance, provided that when the ish hits the fan, they're not standing like this over the mother spring. The waters below will come forth. But presuming they're not going to be standing like this over the mother spring, yeah, they should be all right. What percentage of magnetic field drop will make your estimate earlier? I don't know. R12B, yes, this chat is unhinged. No, I don't like being a lab rat. Endorphin. That's a cool name, by the way. Presuming you spelled it incorrectly on purpose. Will Social Security save us from PO shift? Yeah, absolutely. Sure. Why not? Will the solar flash change our DNA? No, because it's just the solar flash is ultraviolet light. It could burn you. But no, what would change our DNA would be the gene expression issues that come with enhanced cosmic rays during a magnetic pole shift and losing the magnetic field, as we went over in another paper this week. Is this the cause of erectile dysfunction? Yeah, let's go with sure. Ben, do you need a hug? Absolutely. Give me a hug. Ben, do you think the Russian dude's timeline has any merit? No, Grateful Preps, New Jersey. Did you see my video that afternoon specifically addressing that fact? His method cannot give you a relatively accurate timeline. Just like me showing these past events every 6,000 years, showing the fact that the same events happen every time. The way I do it can see the pattern. It can tell you when the next one is. It can even tell you the signs to look for. But my method can't give you the physical mechanics inside Earth's core or anything like that. You get that? His method can and does do that, but it can't give you an accurate timeline. It's simply a matter of a limitation of the method we use. So like if you wanted to know exactly what the physical mechanisms are inside of the Earth that interact with space energy coming in to produce the magnetic field and all that complex stuff. No. I'm just seeing patterns, doing math, and looking at signs and compiling evidence. His does the former. It can't give you the timeline. Again, I went over that in the video from that afternoon, but okay. Will I be safe in Cleveland, Ohio? No. Oh my God, you need something to eat, dude. No, I don't think I do. Feeling pretty good. Yeah, I've dropped 14 pounds in 5 weeks, and I still had a personal best on squat this morning. I think I'm doing just fine. Does President Trump know about the polar excursion? I don't know. Let me text him and find out. Have you ever had further run-ins with any of those crowd from the Conscious Life Expo story? No, they avoid me like the plague, especially Graham Hancock. That dude will not touch me with a 100-foot pole. Could there be a backflow with the big wave? Yeah, it's called the slosh back. The initial inertial tsunami is like a fast rising high tide. When the earth stops, there's a slosh back the other way. That's going to be bad. Alan Shepard, good to see you. Thank you. Appreciate that. What else did I miss? I did see the video. We'll watch it again. Right on, Grateful Preps. I wasn't trying to give you shit, just trying to. Is the galactic sheep poisonous to breath? No. Missed. Thank you for the teal pair. Any distinct difference between 369 kilometers per 1,000 hour cycles? I'm not sure what that means, Bruce. I'm not sure what you're asking me there. My apologies, but it's very nice to see you. What causes magnetic? CB, have you done the homework? CB, look right down there below the video. In the description box that's right below this rectangle here, the little description box, the first thing you're going to see is the word homework. You need to do it, my friend. Do you think past civilizations had prior knowledge of the impending catastrophe? I think some of them did. Absolutely. The earth is not more than 6,000 years old, according to the Bible. First of all, the Bible does not say that. You need to learn the difference between accurate historical facts in the Bible, metaphor, and allegory in the Bible. And Jason, I'm only going to tell you that once. Will I be safe in the driftless area of Wisconsin? I don't know, maybe. How bad do you expect the rains and groundwater release to be? Bad. Worth having a boat in reserve? Yeah. I mean, I think there's like 0 chance of the waves getting to me in Colorado. I'm still going to have something that floats. I found an explanation regarding the current changes of the Ohio River being there around 8,000 to 12,000 years ago. If I go down to Clifton to research further, is that 4,000-year error approximate? I have absolutely no idea. I don't know what they used to determine that. I don't know what isotopes they used. Measuring Earth's magnetic field yourself is not rocket science, except for the fact that everything from power lines to weather to your cell phone can affect it. We're talking about measurements from before the technological age, which were done here on the ground, which are now useless because we're in the technological age, and they have been supplemented with satellite measurements. So yeah, actually, as a matter of fact, it is in rocket science. Because you can't do it without a rocket. Is this just going to be me making people look stupid for an hour? If so, I'll just go eat another steak. Yeah, Portugal's not going to do well, Bruno. Sorry. You think a volcano will form in Oklahoma? How in the hell would I know that? Geez, it's a lot of super chats I missed. What person channel was that for the Vax cleanse? I have absolutely no idea, but I think a 48-hour dry fast is probably doing it. I'm about to have, if look up Dr. August Dunning, the Phoenix Protocol. I'm about to have my first son. Should I teach him to swim? Yes. Are you familiar with degaussing systems? Yeah, I don't think that's going to work so well on the ground. The only reason those things work is because they're in the water. And they're not going to be enough to stop this level of induction either. Jenny, thank you for the teal pair. Appreciate that. St. Louis sucks. I happen to have an abundance of lantern oil, but no lantern. You can fix that. Do you have any recommendations for ceramic glass lanterns, torches? No, I don't have any recommendations, but it seems like you know what to look for already. Ben, your patience is astonishing. Some people would disagree, Shane. Bless you for that. I watch and share your videos. People ask me questions about them, and I have to share another video explaining what they're asking me. Yeah. Welcome to my life. Bill, don't mention that person's name here. He almost got my family killed 11 years ago, so please don't mention that loser's name. Somebody wrote a super chat just to ask if we're going to die. I don't even know what to say to that. Steve, hello. Thank you for your support. Missed. Thank you for the teal pair. How is the evaluation of the magnetic field strength or weakness measured? How long does it take to come up with X? I don't know what exactly you're asking, but Adam, you can look into how the Magnetic Multi-Scale Mission, MMS, from NASA works, or how the ESA's SWARM mission works. All that stuff is public record. Opinion on elevation of Appalachians being safe. As I've said many times, I don't think they are. Remember, the waves go opposite directions every time. Last time it came from the Pacific and it broke through the Rockies. Think the Appalachians are going to do anything to stop this wave? I highly doubt it. If you're there, prepare to float away. All right, Barb, it's nice to see you. Thank you for the teal pair. I'm quite salinated at the moment. That helps a little bit. Learning all the information from this channel brings me peace and perspective. You are very welcome, Grateful Preps, New Jersey. I have, from a personal standpoint, found that the more one increases knowledge, the more they increase sorrow. Maybe I'll get a salty bad answer for this question. I'm going to ask if there is no paper to come out or any info on what would we look out for when the magnetic field is a really low percentage? Oh, it's going to be obvious. It's what I've been doing for the last year. The things that were confirmed by that paper this week. Let's watch the auroras. Let's watch the weather. Let's watch the KP index and the solar wind amplifications that are causing the changes in the KP index. It's going to be pretty obvious that, oh, hey, wait a minute. This nothing burger of space weather event is causing havoc. It's going to be very obvious. Are you going to travel to see the eclipse? No, I don't really care about eclipses. And anybody who's scared about the eclipse, I don't know what to tell you. All right, you dopey Pelicans, 10 push-ups for not watching. Yeah, all right, I like that. I like that. And your name is Ben too. How about that? Thank you. Appreciate it. Mike Dahmer. It's an interesting name. Hello. Susie. Good to see you. Thank you for the teal pair. Hope you're still living like a Viking. I know you are. Don't. It's okay. Please read my earlier super chat and Denver. Dick, I'm not going back to read an earlier super chat. I can't do that. Goliath Slayer. Teal pair. Thank you. I'm doing the Phoenix Protocol. Oh, and finished 4-day dry fast Tuesday doing carnivore diet. Been in ketosis. Are you currently in permanent ketosis? So I am actually not in permanent ketosis. I during this cut phase right now, I am having some whey protein shakes, and there are some carbs in there. Outside of that, I eat nothing but steak, eggs, and fish. I have added eggs back in this last week, by the way. Steak, eggs, fish, and whey protein shakes. That's all I'm taking in at the moment. Would we see more frequent micronovas on stars closer to the galactic center where the current sheet is tighter? Maybe, but you ain't seeing a micronova at the galactic center. They can barely spot micronova as it is. They've only, don't forget, up until April 2022, they said I was crazy and that micronova didn't exist. Yeah, okay, at this point, they found 6 or 7 of them, but none of them are more than like 2 or 3 parsecs away. I'm sorry, 7 or 8 parsecs away. Like, you want to talk about the galactic center, that's 26,000 light years away. They could maybe see classical nova there, but they're still just not very good at seeing what's out there in space. It's unfortunate. It is unfortunate. Not to mention the fact that not every star is going to micronova. Some, like Proxima, but like Proxima Centauri, Barnard star, they're going to have super flare events. That's how that kind of star reacts. So I wish it was simple, but it's not. Paul says, not to beat a dead horse, but there's a certain company man, B. Fulford, Benjamin Fulford, who grew many of the fearmonger prophets during the plague. Prior to this, one of his main actors was Wilcock. Yeah, I believe that. And yeah, I know who Benjamin Fulford is. Not a fan of him either. D Fresh, thank you for the teal pair. D Fresh, you've shown me where to be. What about how to prep well or link sources you recommend? Generic prepping videos aren't focused correctly. So, Trevor, I've done a couple of these, and basically what you want to remember is this is forever. Prepping forever. And so, yeah, you want to have food, you want to have water, you want to have guns, but you also want to have seeds and pre-industrial tools in order to use them. You want to have clothes for every season. You want to have stuff to build shelter. You want to be thinking longer term. So that's less of the batteries and battery operated things and more of the how do I live like a Viking? How do I live like a caveman? How do I live like the settlers who arrived here in the 1400s, 1500s, and 1600s? That's what you should be thinking about. I will say this, though. I am not an absolute expert on all of those things. There are probably much better sources on that than me. The best thing I can do for prepping is in terms of location and reminding everyone that of the cultures that survived the last one, none of them were near the ocean. They were all at relatively high elevation, and they all had a way to hide underground. Other than that, I appreciate the compliment, but I don't think I am the best person to give that advice. Are there any papers on electromagnetic vortices inside of Mobius ring toroids that you know of? No, I'm familiar with the physics of a Mobius strip, but I don't spend a lot of time on that. It's an interesting thing, though. You want to really baffle someone? Hand them like a strip of paper and be like, okay, this has two sides to this paper, right? Do something here to make sure it only has one side. Almost nobody gets it. Almost nobody gets it. Uber Archangel, I know you will, but yeah. All right. Here we go. Mike Toomer, thank you again for the TO pair. In my opinion, World War III has already started, arguably true. So if anything, people should prep for that. I don't disagree. I've said many times, long before this stuff happens, we're going to go through a lot of dumb stuff from the elites. We're going to go through, World War III, maybe another pandemic, maybe central bank digital currencies, the collapse of the economy, any number of stupid things from the people running this planet. So I absolutely agree with you. It's also something that people who watch all the time already know. But what if you're lying? Then you guys are really fucked. But no, I can't. I'm not capable of it. I'm here on a mission, and I believe that with all of my heart. Maybe I'm not here on a mission. Maybe I'm wrong. But I believe that I am. I have to act accordingly, especially because in my earlier years, let's just say I've got red in my ledger I'm trying to make up for. And I believe in that. Mad Wolf, thank you for that. Appreciate your support. Bear Independent, good prepping channel. I agree. And I also think that, man, it's going to be from a while ago now, but the interview I did on Bear Independent's channel was a great time. He and I had a great discussion. I highly recommend that. And shout out to Bear if anybody knows him or talks to him regularly. I'm a fan. Love all your videos. Thank you. I've learned so much. I love the salt too. Thank you, Catherine. Just adds to the informative flavor. Well spoken. Headed back to Australia for my sister's wedding come September. Praying to big man above we don't lose the grid before I get back. Moving to America was the third best decision of my life. Second, finding your channel. Bo, that's super kind words, and I wish the best for all of that as well. And congratulations to your sister. Gary says, do you think that this eclipse will get the effects of the age of Aquarius? Guys, there's nothing special about this eclipse. I know people are saying a whole bunch of stuff, but guess what? All that biblical and prophecy and revelation stuff applies to like 30 eclipses from the year 1900. They're picking and choosing and trying to scare you guys for clicks, likes, and clout. Nonsense. Ugh. Commercial. Discernment 19, thank you for the support. Do you feel secure politically in Colorado? Yes, because Colorado is not like some places in the East. Here, counties rule. So like Denver was locked down. Denver was, you will wear a mask or you're going to get arrested or you're going to get kicked out of whatever it was. Here in Colorado Springs, yeah, people were wearing masks, but nobody cared. Nobody forced you to do anything. Where the ranch is located, nobody did anything, and it's nothing but Trump flags up and down the street. So I'm not going to say Denver has no influence on the rest of the state, but when it comes to stuff that's really important, the rest of the state can, has, and will just ignore them. Not to mention when shit hits the fan, I got Denver. I'll take out that whole city myself. Ben, you help me prep for my people. Masicho, brother. Oh, from the Arctic. Wow. Dress warm, bruv. Ewok Jerky, good to see you, buddy. Thank you for the teal pair. Are you nervous about the eclipse? Lat Chris, did you just show up in the middle of the live stream and ask something? This eclipse is nothing. Nothing. Anything that happens will be the government did it. They will be using the eclipse. From a natural science perspective, this is nothing. Colorado wants to take away your Second Amendment rights. No, some people do in Colorado. But the best they have on the docket right now is a registration system and a tax, which stinks. But every time they've tried to take it further than that, they have lost. And that's in Denver. They have tried to take it further than that in the last 2 years. And in Denver, they lost. They know better. They know better. Lilu Dallas Multipass. What's up, JC Warlock? Bringing you homestead fresh organic eggs from PS Rural to lunch event. Ooh, yeah, if anybody's coming to the lunch event not next week, the week after, April 16th. That's going to be fun. Have bunny kits too if you want some. I don't know what a bunny kit is. Sounds interesting, though. Over 10,000 stores from various companies have closed this year and counting in America alone. Someone knows something. Prep, save, repair, pray, repeat. Well, Kantar, there are some other reasons why those stores are closing. It's good to see you, by the way. Southern Bama. Eclipse sucks. I like that. Yeah, the eclipse sucks like Denver. Mist, you've been following since 2012? That makes you an SOOG. I like it. Hey, Ben, longtime SO from Warwickshire, UK. Hello. Cheers for all you do. Do you follow Survival Lily on YouTube? No, I don't. I really don't watch a lot of videos on YouTube. I follow people on X, Twitter. No. If you give her a shout out, I'll give her some respect. Survival Lily. Hello. How does the COVID vaccine play into this? It was an intelligence test. Kind of like this eclipse is an intelligence test. You don't think that they're paying attention to who's saying what and who's believing what and who appears to be freaking out over what? You don't think they're gaining information about how our community will react when something real actually happens? Stop giving them information. This is another intelligence test, just like COVID was. I'm going to get my ass banned here on YouTube if I don't shut up. E-Rock, what's up? Earth, Moon, Sun, EM alignment, APEP, rocket, shipborne spherical antenna being moved around, massive antenna setup. No. All right, I suppose since you obviously didn't see my video on the rockets NASA's firing, one, NASA always names every single mission something creepy like that. This is not something new, okay? Every single mission NASA has a creepy ass name. Two, they have shot rockets into the ionosphere the last 5 eclipses. Every single one of them they announced beforehand. Every single one of them before that, there was an announcement for the funding for it. And all the last 4 times they've done it, we got peer-reviewed science out of the data. I know you guys want to see, you guys are hammers looking for nails. You just want to see something evil and conspiratorial and everything. No. What's up with the red heifer sacrifice being prepared? They're trying to scare you. Stop letting them scare you. Stop participating in their intelligence tests. David, thank you for the support. Hello. Does the Earth stay 90 degrees shifted until the next event 12,000 years later? Yes. If so, does it return to its current position? Yes. I have to admit, I thought it would shift 90 and then shift 90 the same way. That's not what the magnetic data in the sediment says. The magnetic data is it goes like this, like this, like this, like this. As much as my logic and my best guess and my intuition say, I'm not going to ignore all of the evidence. So, yeah. David, I don't know what message you retracted, but appreciate your support and it's good to see you. Oh, Zach likes the salt. Yeah. Will the weakening magnetic field make static discharge worse? Yes. And not just the ones that damage equipment. For those of you who live in a place in the world where in wintertime, if you're wearing socks around the house and you're at risk of shocking yourself on a light switch or a door, yeah, it's going to get worse too. Seems like clean water is going to be a huge factor. For some, it will be. Nostradamus, that is a hilarious comment. I'm not going to repeat it, but that is absolutely hilarious. 1812 earthquake had nothing to do with the eclipse. It had nothing to do with the eclipse. Remember, there's 2 to 5 eclipses every single year. If somebody wants to take any earthquake in history and be like, oh, there was also an eclipse here. Yeah, they're going to be able to do that. But it doesn't make it real. That's like saying, oh, 4 months and 3 days ago, I pooped and it rained 4 days before that. Okay, that might be true, but what in the hell do these two things have to do with one another? Stop it, you earthquake tards. Navex Sam, I hear what you're saying. The whole antenna thing is way overblown. And we can blame the government's very successful psyop on HAARP. Oh, you guys didn't know? The whole HAARP thing was given to our community as a limited hangout and psychological operation to make us go like this and focus on it while they did something over here. I hate to break that to some of you guys. But yeah, we can blame HAARP for ideas like that. Or rather, blame the government's very successful attack on our community. Are you preparing a box of knowledge that will withstand the times and help explain what happened to future generations? Yeah. It's called my memory. We're going to use stories. Will the magnetic field affect dementia patients? Asking for the president. Yes, actually. 2 on Earth. Yes, I said earthquake tards. The people who can't seem to get it into their heads that there's 2 to 5 earthquakes every single year. Every single earthquake creates an X shape with a previous one, and none of them have anything to do with earthquakes. And people are like, oh, but wasn't the New Madrid earthquake like 3 months after the last time there was earthquakes in this part of the world? Coincidence. Every earthquake is within 3 to 5 months of an eclipse. There's 2 to 5 of them every year. Ding dongs. Teresa Bradley, I want to let you know that people who are autistic may rise when this all goes down. Pour everything you have into him. And I'm not just saying that as something off the top of my head. I have my reasons. Pour everything you have into him. I'm sure you are. Just let me be me for a minute. Ladies, gents, review hygiene options, sans water, oils, clay baths are amazing. I went 2 weeks and got so many compliments on sweet smell. It shocked me. All right, Kantara, go ahead and email me whatever your routine was. That sounds interesting. All right, did I miss any other ones? Nope. All right, Joe Peterson, what's up, my friend? Hello from the tsunami zone. X spaces in the future, question mark. Maybe. I don't have time for them, really. Does ground-based lightning polarity different from cloud? sort of. It's more about the direction of electron flow. NOAA claims top versus bottom of cloud changes polarity. That is true. But that's more when you're looking at cloud to ground lightning versus intercloud lightning. There's three kinds of lightning: intercloud lightning, cloud to ground, and ground to cloud, which we call the earth discharge. Last night there was a huge flash of light here in Soda. What was that? No thunder lightning. I don't know, Heidi. I'm not there. I'm in Colorado. Okay, did I miss anything else? Talking to Secretary of Energy Advisory Board Tuesday, we'll mention the polar shift paper to them, so there will be no plausible deniability. They'll ignore you anyway, David, but yeah, it couldn't hurt. Maybe you'll get somebody in there to listen. Will electronic storage survive? No. No. Paper. Physical copies. Not only are none of these storage devices going to survive, what are you going to play them on? What are you going to plug it into? None of that stuff's going to survive. There's not going to be any electricity. Can you name the film used to ban CFC's ozone holes? No, I can't. Thanks, Ben. Oh, right on, Teresa. Best way to preserve seeds. Seeds are pretty hardy. Just keep them dry. Just keep them dry. Somebody said something about ball lightning. It's already increasing. It should be expected to continue increasing. Now my computer's charging. It almost died on us here. That would be interesting. MHUD 220. Did you just ask about earthquakes? After everything I have said in this video so far, shut up, take the thing, scroll it back to the beginning and watch. And then do your best not to slap the shit out of yourself when you get to the 8 times I told you to stop asking stuff like that. And Faraday box for books, probably not necessary. Thoughts on astrotheology, Ben? That's a very expansive question. Can you be more specific, Metal Monkey? I'm not making fun of them or calling names. That's their username, Metal Monkey. How does the slosh event affect groundwater? I imagine that Earth getting hit by the micronova is when the waters below come forth. So I'm not sure if the slosh event 12 to 24 hours later is going to have as much of an effect on that. I should put up a sign that says stop asking about eclipses and earthquakes, but the whiteboard's all the way over there. I didn't bring it over. It's all the way over there. I'm not going to get it. It's all the way over there. 9 feet away. Do you have any idea how far that is? Hoard toilet paper now. Yeah, sure. What do I think of the World Economic Forum? Oh, they're just great. They're all my best buddies. I have them over for coffee. Why are they firing rockets at the eclipse? How are you people asking questions about shit I just discussed 5 minutes ago? Dash, silence, rewind the video from the beginning. Going to be hard to lose all the music of the last 100 years. I can respect you thinking that. I don't listen to music unless I'm at the gym. And then it's literally just for the pump up. And I don't listen in my car. I don't listen when I'm chilling. I just don't like it. Curious about the Big Burb project still moving forward. The Big Burb is done, my friend. Rocky's driving it all over the city. It's his main vehicle. You could also follow him on X. Follow me on X, follow him on X. Snefu, thank you for the teal pair, or the thumbs up, whatever it was. Okay, watched vid, still don't get whether galactic magnetic field. You didn't watch the vid, CB. The video is 49 minutes long. You did not watch that whole video between when I told you to do your homework and now. Don't lie to me, CB. This is your last warning. Don't think I won't block you. Ben, did you see Mount Etna smoke ring? Oh, I didn't see that. That would have been cool. Ben has little patience. No shit, Veronica. Come walk a day in my shoes. See how much patience you have. And then do it over and over and over again for 13 years. Will you be hanging out at the ranch upon opening? I will not be there every day, but I will be there several times a week. And every day, whether I am there or not, every day, every evening, there will be an observer gathering in the meeting center. So even on days when I'm not there, there's going to be hangouts with other observers. It's going to be well worth it. Got any plans to do another show with Jimmy Corsetti soon? Love that guy. I don't know about another show, but he's promised to come to the ranch. I'm also going to get Tony Heller to come to the ranch. That's a climate topic for another day. Van Davidson, remember the gongs. Higher vibration is needed throughout the world. Yeah. Yeah, Barb, you're right. I'm going to get Gongster to come to the ranch, too. Would the Faraday bags you can buy on Amazon protect from the CME solar kill shot? How do you protect your electronics? I am not planning to protect my electronics, as I mentioned earlier in the show. I am preparing for pre-industrial society. Even if they can protect against a solar CME that takes out the grids, not going to work against the micronova. Don't rely on electricity for anything. Don't plan on having it after this event. We are going all the way back to nothing. And will survive. Martin, hello. Thank you for your support. What happened to Billy, Mr. Too Tough 2? Billy was very upset that we stopped doing Fly on the Wall and all the website stuff. I don't really understand why he got so upset. But I called him, as I did pretty much every day after we shut the website membership and Fly on the Wall stuff down. He was not in the mood to talk. And so I was like, all right, man, you have a great day. And whenever you want to talk, like, I don't want to bother you. Whenever you want to talk, just hit me up. You know my number. It's been 2 years. Nothing. Disagree with electricity. Keep alternators, wire, and meat. No, Trevor, those things are going to melt. Wires are going to melt. Keep multi-fuel engines. Dude, the vast majority of the stuff you think you're, what would you, I'm just going to keep all these parts here and build it from scratch. No, you're not. Especially because for weeks and weeks and weeks after the micronova, there's going to be super flares from the sun, including several per year after that. So how long do you wait? How long do you wait after the micronova to set up this little thing? A year? 5 years? 10 years? I would learn to live without it, Trevor. But go ahead. Tell us more about how you know more than I do. Tell me how well you understand coronal and photospheric physics and why I'm wrong about that. Any thoughts on amalgam or metallic tooth fillings? Yeah, same answer I always give to stuff like this. Strengthen your body's energy field. You have a magnetic energy field around you, and you can strengthen it. Good diet. Don't drink. Don't do drugs. Physical exercise and mental acuity. That includes positivity, healing your traumas, easier to say than do, and things like meditation. I'm deciding whether to yell at this person in the chat right now. No, I've been salty enough already. Wish we could make the lunch. Maybe next time. Next time will probably be at the ranch, if I had to guess. Yeah, I'm a little sassy today. Will military vehicles and aircraft Navy ships still work after the big hit? Not after the micronova. Veronica. Oh, Veronica's telling me I need to chill once in a while. How about this? Now you can't talk on my channel anymore ever again. How about that, Veronica? I don't fucking take orders. Yes, marijuana is a drug. Cannabis, for those of you who get offended by words. How did you learn you have hyperthymesia? I was describing an experience to somebody and they were like, what the hell, dude? How do you know that? And then I did it to someone else and someone else. And when I did it to one of my professors, she was like, come back and see me this afternoon. And she had one of the professors from the psych department and one of the neurologists from the University Medical Center there. They gave me some tests, asked me about 1,000 questions, and they determined I have a mild form of hyperthymesia. Bye, Felicia. Man, it makes me want to watch that movie. I don't really watch movies anymore. Is the material coming off the sun basically iron oxide ash? No, it is inclusive of the entire periodic table. They already detect every known element in the ambient solar wind. There will definitely be peaks in hydrogen, helium, oxygen, silicon, iron, uranium, maybe even things like gold. All right, I see people are still talking about the cannabis thing. If you want to eat it, fine. It was meant for us to be eaten. After the event, I'll be carving pictures of two-headed giants and UFOs in the rocks for the next civilization. Yeah, let's just go ahead and confuse the bejesus out of them. Weed is not a drug, it's a plant. All drugs have something in common, including alcohol. Sean, shut the fuck up. I'm not saying it doesn't have uses. But anybody who's going to deny that it makes you slower, makes you a little dumber, makes you okay with being bored, makes you okay with the excuses that you make up for yourself to excuse yourself not doing all the things that you know you should be doing. If you're going to say that's not real, you lying to yourself and anybody else you say that to. Now shut your mouth. And thanks for telling all of us that you smoke, by the way. Bunny kits, baby rabbits for meat or show. Oh, man, we're not set up for that yet, but dang, I got to get some of that. Yeah, we're going to want that. Not quite set up for that just yet. After the event, I'll be Oh, I already read that one. Carvings, confusing people. Yeah. Anybody want to come visit my salt mine? There are a lot of springs and guns. Do those count as wires? Maybe. I'm going to have my guns, my ammunition inside of plastic during the event. No question. What is hyperthymesia? Igno, you can't Google that? You can't Google hyperthymesia? I'm also in the top 0.1% speed readers in the world. You want to Google that too? All right. L. Altman, appreciate your support. Meat rabbits have the best feed to meat output ratio. I didn't know that, Ewok. That's kind of cool, though. Like I said, we're not quite set up for that yet. It's in the plan. Ben, what animals will you be keeping at the ranch? Normally I don't want to share too many of the survival prep stuff at the ranch, but you're going to see it if you come stay at the ranch anyway, at least the animal part. Definitely chickens, almost certainly goats, probably cows too. I don't know what happened to you. You're insulting your followers, man. They like you and you talk to them like this. Yeah, Sodium Soldier, fuck you. And I've been doing this on every single live stream. And guess what, Sodium Soldier? You can't now respond because you're gone from the channel. And by the way, for those who don't know, I will say it once again. The reason I do this on live streams is to see if I can get under anyone's skin. Why would I want to do such a thing? Maybe because if something like this, me talking to you over the internet, is going to get under your skin, you're fucked when the sun turns red. You've got nothing in your veins. You're a little snowflake. And you won't be enjoying the next stage of Earth. Woof, woof. It's a good thing Nebulosity got your message before I did, because after that little diatribe, I was about to block you for that. Man. You are upsetting my third gender rabbit. All right. Well, that's funny. That's funny. That's hilarious. That's obviously a joke and a hilarious one. So, yeah, sack up, man. You have any idea what's about to happen to all of us and happen to this planet? And you can't handle me talking to you a little rough on the internet? You're screwed. Don't even bother prepping. Snowflakes melt, bruv. SJ, I appreciate that compliment. Thank you so much. Can I assume the UK will be underwater? Yes, Scrotum Baggins. That's a hell of a name. That's a hell of a username. Yes, Scrotum Baggins. I would assume that. How do you trust those that will come to the ranch? I trust no one but my family of 5. That sounds like a personal problem, Julie. Any benefit to dismantling guns for... No. If they're in plastic, they're in plastic. I don't know how to pronounce your name, Frasia9, but thank you for the teal pair. Makes me happy. Makes me very happy. Ben, Robert Felix knew a lot. I know, he was my friend. Your own words. Can you elaborate? I'll also be timely given tomorrow. No, it has nothing to do with the eclipse. Please don't freak out over the eclipse. There's nothing special about this eclipse. Please, please, please. But if you want to know what Robert Felix said, I would get his books if you can. And he did know a lot about the moon. But what he knew most about the moon was how well lunar cycles correlate with weather, which is interesting, but also not my forte. All right, guys, we're going to pretty much call it there. This has been, an interesting hour. I regret making fun of nobody that I made fun of. I regret yelling at nobody that I yelled at. I run on that kind of salt. I live to melt snowflakes. That's about all I have to say. Dev Grizz, thank you for the teal pair. We're going to cap it off there. Best way to store ammo, ? In plastic, Dan. I just said that. Dude must be like 40 minutes behind in the video. Anyway, guys, Domenico, thank you very much. I will see you in the morning for the daily show. Be safe, everyone.